So my name is Stephanie, and I'm recently engaged via me proposing to him. So he's got the ring, and our relationship is heavily built on partnership and compromising. So for our last name, we want it to best represent that. So we thought of taking his last name, and we thought of taking my last name, and none of those really fit our description of a partnership. So we also thought of a hyphenated last name, which would end up being McIntyre Vanderkoy, which is an 18-character last name with a hyphen slipped in the middle. And we just were like, okay. We thought of taking his mom's maiden name, Kisby, and she's deceased, but he has a close bond with her, so it was an option. And then we also have thought of doing my mom's maiden name, which was actually my birth name, Lochran. And then we also have thought of doing a mashup of names. And so far, that one is our favorite. And we actually have two options for that. One is using McIntyre and Vanderkoy to create McCoy, spelt different than the traditional way, because the way the Koi is spelled differently, so it's a capital K-O-O-I. And then we also thought of a mashup of McIntyre and Kisby to create McKisby. So we have brought a multitude of different options, and we have thought very heavily over those options, thinking of the pros and cons for each and the benefits of each. And we are even aware that if you decide to create a new last name, one of us would actually have to have that changed or reflected in a birth certificate, and it costs like $300, I believe. So, we have put a lot of thought in this. And so right now we're in the process of deciding between McCoy and McKisby. But not everyone has been completely supportive about it. So my family has been really supportive, and they've said it's your choice, and that's really what it should be. It should be the choice of the partners, and they have given me full support regardless what option we end up picking with. His family, on the other hand, a lot less supportive than I would have liked. I knew that they would be disappointed. They're very traditional, and so to his dad would do things in jest, such as, what are you smoking? And, I guess if you're not Vanderkoy, you're not gonna be in the will. Or, well, I don't care what your children's last names are, just as long as you tell me that before I send them Christmas gifts. So he kind of does the whole jest to kind of make it seem humorous to mask the negative feelings. His brother, on the other hand, we thought would be the most supportive of the two of them. However, he's been the most vocally against it. He's been saying things such as, if you change your last name from Vanderkoy, we are less family, and saying things such as, what's a very black and white situation to me, you should be Vanderkoy, and all your kids should be Vanderkoy. And basically, I can do whatever the heck I want with my last name, because it doesn't affect him, my fiance, and it doesn't affect any of the kids. Because very traditional, set in a way that the man got to keep his last name and all the kids need to inherit that last name to carry on the family line. However, at any mention of my own personal family line, it's been dismissed, because I'm a woman. That's apparently different. My last name really doesn't matter. So we've brought all of our options to his brother, and all of the options to his dad. And the only option that they see is valid is that one where I can do whatever I want with my last name, so long as he's Vanderpoy and all the kids are Vanderpoy. And even in the option of him keeping his last name, I'm keeping my last name, and all of our kids having a hyphenated last name is just not good enough. And so we both took offense to the, if you don't have the same last name, then you're going to be less family, because I'm going to have a different last name than my family, and that doesn't make me less family to them. But apparently, if you're a woman, it's different. It's a double standard, basically, and it really shouldn't be a double standard. Name conventions are different around the world. They're not always patrilinear. Sometimes they're kind of a mix of both, such as a lot of Spanish last names, and sometimes they follow the matrilinear conventions. However, it's very uncommon. It's in like certain areas of like Africa and the Americas. Go look it up. It's on Wikipedia. But it shouldn't make a difference what last name you pick.